Wow. 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 Liverpool, onslaught, Edwards, Jurgen Klopp, El Face. Bro, fair play. Fair play. For you to sell a 28-year-old Luis Diaz for 75 million in 2025, that deserves a round of applause. That deserves a round of applause because this, honestly speaking, this is some of the best piece of business I can remember. This is some of the best piece of business any team can make in this window. There is two teams. There is literally controlling and dominating the window in terms of selling. That is Chelsea and that's Liverpool. For you to sell Luis Diaz, a 28-year-old Luis Diaz, which we'll talk about in terms of his time in Liverpool and why I feel like this is perfect. This is some of the best businesses that any team can make. Any team can make. Before we start, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. We hit 11K. Let's get 12. Let's get to 12K and 13 and 14 and 15. As hey, 20 baby, 20 baby, and comment your own thoughts, Liverpool fans. Comment. I am curious to hear what you guys have got to say about this. Because for me, this is perfect. For me, this is some of the best business any team can make. Listen, Luis Diaz joined Liverpool in 21-22. I think that was a Jan window, yeah? A Jan window. And he had a great 6 months. That 6-month spell from Jan to the summer, it was some of the best football that you can make. He was electric. He was firing. He was tricky. It felt like I was watching Neymar, fam. It felt like I was watching the Colombian Neymar in the Premier League. That was the first 6 months. He was incredible. The goals, of course, his best moment was the goal and assist against Benfica. I think in the quarterfinals of the Champions League that same season, of course, he went to the final. They lost against Real Madrid. But that was a good season. Very good 6 months. The year after that, this is when Luis Diaz expired. This is when Luis Diaz finito. This is when Luis Diaz absolutely finished. That knee injury took pretty much most of Luis Diaz. It took his speed, his explosiveness, that burst of speed, that first touch. It was finished. It vanished. It vanished completely. But most importantly, it took his confidence away. Because when he came back, he wasn't the same player. Last season, he wasn't the same person. This season, fair enough, he did better than last season. I think he finished on 13 goals in the Premier League. But I never felt like it was goals that I can look at and say, wow, it changed the game. The moment I felt like that's it, the moment I felt like Luis Diaz, his time in Liverpool is over and Liverpool should try their best to sell him, try to cash in. I never thought it would come to this level. I said to myself, let's cash in. The moment I thought that was against Paris Saint-Germain. Game against Paris Saint-Germain, both first leg and second, but most specifically the second leg. You've got Salah, who's been carrying Liverpool this whole season. Every game carrying Liverpool. Every game helping, whether that's a goal, assist. This Donny Salah had like 70% of the goal contribution of Liverpool as a whole. So every goal and assist came essentially from Salah. Salah looked for help. Salah was quiet. Salah had a bad game. Nuno Mendes had him on locks. He looked up. He was hoping for support. Luis Diaz was supposed to be that player. Luis Diaz was supposed to be the Robin. He was supposed to be the Robin. He was supposed to be the second option. The second option. Not Steph, but Clay. You know what I mean? The Splash Brothers. Nothing. Non-existent. Was so poor. Wasn't even involved. And whenever he had the ball, there was no intent with it. There was no purpose with it. And this is why I feel like the fact that they cashed in now, the fact that they managed to make 30 million profit, bro. They bought him for what? 45 million? 50 million? Add-ons as a complete package. I think they bought for like 35 million pound, which with the add-ons, I think it turned out to be 45 to 50. They have managed to make a 30 million profit of a player that his best moment came 3 years ago before the injury. And since the injury hasn't been the same. Don't tell me, well, with Colombia it's very good. Every player with certain countries are better than what they do with the club team. Luis Diaz Colombia is very different to Luis Diaz Liverpool. And over the past 2 years, I haven't been impressed. Ever since that knee injury, I haven't been impressed. I don't care what you can tell me. Put down in the comments. Your opinion might be different to my opinion. We can agree to disagree. But if you tell me Luis Diaz has been impressive, that if Luis Diaz has been good over the past 2 years, then I don't know what kind of standards you have towards him. That means your standards are so low that whatever he does, you're happy with it. You're happy with it. My standards is what he was 3 years ago, and he's not been the same player. So the fact that Liverpool has managed to make it, has turned a 75 million package for Luis Diaz is some of the best business that if you go back over the past 5 years, this might be one of the best. This might be one of the best. Now, the next is what next for Liverpool? What can they get? The options are, of course, Rodrigo. The options is, at the moment, Isak. Isak is the player that they want. Isak is the player which they really need. But if we look at Liverpool's trio, if we look at Liverpool's attackers, they've got Mo Salah on the right-hand side. Case is still there, but I feel like he's going to be sold. Then they've got Darwin Núñez as the only striker. They've got Gakpo who can play on the left and can play as a striker. Then they've got this new talent, this crazy 16-year-old, which I watched for the first time against Milan. Was it yesterday? Yesterday. It was yesterday. Bro, Rio. What's his name? Rio Niguhuma. Rio Sutton. This Donny is a talent. This Donny deserves to be part of the first team, in my personal opinion. What I saw against Milan was a 16-year-old kid that was not scared, not fazed by the pressure, didn't really care, and was ready to compete at the highest stage. He started 3 preseason games. This is the 3rd one against a much tougher opponent compared to what they played the last 2 preseason games for Liverpool. This is a very, very encouraging display. And this is someone that can potentially play on the left-hand side. But they've got Ekitike now, which they've signed. But Liverpool needs one more. Liverpool can't go into next season with only Salah, Darwin Núñez, Ekitike, Gakpo, and Rio. They need one more person. They need one more person, whether Rodrigo or Isak. Isak, Newcastle's asking for a lot of money. But Rodrigo, Real Madrid are asking for 100 million. 100 million. You've just sold Luis Diaz for 75 million. You've just sold Luis Diaz for 75 million. So Rodrigo is possible. But for Liverpool, if it was an option for them to replace Luis Diaz with a Rodrigo, a 28-year-old Luis Diaz who, his best moment, if I ask you guys right now, what is Luis Diaz's best ever moment? Best Champions League moment? You will tell me what? Goal against Benfica. A goal against Benfica when the tie was already over. Now I tell you what is Rodrigo's best ever moment in the Champions League. I can give you so many. This guy's got 40 GAs in 60 games. This guy is a Champions League specialist. And that is exactly what you need, especially when Mo Salah is not going to be the same Mo Salah every single game. Mo Salah's going to have a quiet game. And again, Wirtz is up there in terms of his position as a 10. But you need an X factor. You need another X factor. Isak is the X factor. But a part of me don't feel like he's going to come. A part of me feel like Newcastle's going to keep him hostage for one more year. I feel like he might be doing it to get an increased contract. I don't know what his situation is, but I feel like he's going to stay one more year. I feel like the person that you can potentially get is either a Rodrigo or someone who cooked, someone who absolutely dominated you guys, someone who impressed massively against you guys yesterday in the preseason game, Rafa Leao. You saw the performance that he dropped against you guys in a different role as a false 9, but his link up, his hold up, his speed, he is an X factor. There is only certain key X factors in today's game. Rafa Leao can change a game out of nowhere, can win you a game just like that. And that is what Liverpool needs for next season. They've got Salah, they've got Wirtz, Ekitike is there, but they need an X factor. They need a guy that can control a game, the guy that can win you a game, even though there's a low block, mid block, certain players, it's not that day. It feels rusty. It feels like nothing is working out. They need someone that can just ask for the ball. Give me the ball. Demand the ball and can score, create something out of nowhere. Can beat 4 or 5 defenders, can just change the game, influence the game by himself. And that's what Liverpool needs for next season. Luis Diaz, he was that person before the injury, but over the past 2 years, whenever you looked at Luis Diaz for help, for support, from some sort of encouragement, he wasn't that person. And that's why this business is elite. But now it depends on what they do next. And what they do next is either Rodrigo or Rafa Leao. That's what Liverpool need for next season. They can't enter next season without any of them. Or Isak. Liverpool for next season, they either need Isak a Rafa Leao or Rodrigo. You need to. You have to. You must. You've got the money now. You've got the money. 75 million of Luis Diaz. You've got the money. So Edwards, Onslaught, whoever I'm talking to right now, do their business. Or you can do the Lamine Yamal treatment. That is another option. Put down in the comments what you guys feel. You can do the Lamine Yamal treatment. You can give Rio the Lamine Yamal treatment. Lamine Yamal took his chance at the age of 16. Never looked back. Now he's 18. He's a Ballon d'Or contender. 2 years later, Lamine Yamal is a generational talent. Lamine Yamal is a talent of his own. Like no one can touch in terms of the age that he's at. I've never seen any person do it at the age of 16 and 17. He is something that I don't think we'll ever see again. But Rio, I'm not saying he's the same, nowhere near same talent as Lamine Yamal, but you can give him the chances if you wanted it. You can give him the starting minutes, a game there, a cup game there, Champions League there, off the bench there. You can promote him to the first team and see what happens. But my personal opinion for Liverpool next season, after what you've just done now, you need a left winger, and it's either Rodrigo or Rafa Leao. But chat, put down in the comments what you guys feel. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree with what I have to say. Of course, Liverpool have done very well so far in the business. They still need one more player and one more centre-back before they are ready for next season. I will be making a video depending on how the Konate news, because I've seen the news. I'm seeing the news. He might extend, which I would be very annoyed with. I'm going to see how that evolves because I haven't seen a reliable reporter say it. I've seen some reports, the French reports, but they're not reliable to me. Once I see an actual reliable report come out and say that Konate is extending his contract, I'll make a video about it. But let's see. But like I said, Liverpool for next season, they need a left winger and they need a centre-back. Whether they do it or not, let's wait and see. But like I said, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon in another video. Peace.